Hey, welcome to Quality Quarantine session number 11. My name is Stephen, and I am so excited that you are here. I want to talk to you today about goals, setting gospel-oriented goals, worthwhile goals, goals that plan out in the end. I want to tell you a story. I went on vacation with my in-laws, that's Shelby's family, to West Virginia, and we got this beautiful cabin on an abandoned ski resort. Now, it was the summer, so there wasn't any snow, it was just grass. And as soon as we got there, we went around the cabin checking everything out. We went high, we went low, we found out that the table expanded like pure magic, and the whole entire place was awesome. But there was one thing that caught my attention unlike anything else. It was the massive ski slope that was directly behind our cabin. It took me about 7.5 seconds when we arrived there to decide exactly what I wanted to do. It was about 6 p.m. and it was about time to eat dinner or start preparing dinner, but I decided I wanted to run to the top of this ski slope. It looked awesome, looked like a challenge. I wanted to do it. And so I said, "Hey, Shell, I think I'm gonna go run this mountain." And the prompt answer from everyone in the home, not just Shelby, was, "That's a stupid idea." Like, we were about to eat dinner. It was a big, massive ski slope, and I just wanted to run to the top, and it didn't work. Well, what happened was, a few days later, I convinced everyone to come along with me. Well, everyone except for a few people who didn't want to come. But a few people to come to the top of this ski slope with us. So we started our journey. We realized that the slope, although it looked like grass, the weeds were actually feet high. And although it looked very small in comparison, as we walked and made our way up the ski slope, we realized it was quite a far distance. We actually got to what I thought was the top of the ski slope, only to realize that it flattened out to go up again. And from the bottom of the mountain, we couldn't see exactly how large the ski slope was. We could have quit halfway, but we kept going because we assumed at some point this mountain has to end. So we're exhausted, backpacks with water, we keep walking, keep moving, and all the time we just keep pressing on and pressing on. Finally, we make it to the top. We make it to the top, and the journey was so much more challenging than I thought it would be, but the destination was so much better than I thought it would be. A lot of times in life, I think we settle for small goals, and when we achieve them, we think we've done something great. We settle for mediocre expectations, and when we meet them, we're excited. We stop halfway. We grow weary in doing what is good instead of pushing forward to the end. In the book Philippians, there's a moment in the life of Paul where he's in prison, and he writes, the book of Philippians, he writes this: "Not that I have already obtained all this or have already arrived at my goal, but I press on to take hold of that for which Christ took hold of me. Brothers and sisters, I do not consider myself yet to have taken a hold of it, but one thing I do, forgetting what is behind and straining toward what is ahead, I press on toward the goal to win the prize for which God has called me heavenward in Christ Jesus." A few things we see in this verse. The first is he is very aware of himself. In order to reach the goal, he is aware that he hasn't yet already obtained it. Sometimes we stop short because we either don't have a goal set or because we think we've already reached a worthwhile goal. So not only is it important to have a goal, it's important to know where you are in achieving that goal for God's glory. Notice also he says, it takes me heavenward. In the last verse, I press on toward the goal to win the prize for which God has called me heavenward in Christ Jesus. The goal that he's talking about in the verse before this section is talking about experiencing the resurrection of Christ through suffering. That's a really difficult, complicated, challenging goal, but that's the goal that he sets his mind towards. A lot of us have goals that at the end of the day, once we achieve them, we figure out that they fell short or they were empty. But know this, when you are pursuing right relationship with God in the daily grind, in the daily straining and the pressing on, like it talks about in this verse, that it is worthwhile and moving you heavenward and panning out when this is all done, that your goals and your pursuit of those goals for God's glory will bring tremendous growth in your life. So not only assessing where he was, but fixing his eyes on what God wanted to do in his life, saying, I'm going to continue to press on and push forward. In Galatians, Paul writes again, don't grow weary in doing good. So I want to encourage you, a lot of you have grown weary. I have grown weary throughout the entirety of this quarantine. Do not grow weary in doing good. Set gospel-oriented, God-oriented goals in your life. Invite others along the journey to climb the mountain. Don't settle for halfway. Keep moving. I love you, and I can't wait to be together with you guys physically again. Stay strong and enjoy a quality quarantine. All good? Mm-hmm. Hey, welcome to Quality... You'd think I'd be able to say it by now, but I guess not. Hey, welcome to Quality Quarantine session number 11. I'm so excited that you're here with us through YouTube, and hopefully you've been along the journey with us from episode 1 to this episode. We're going to talk about setting gospel-oriented goals. Setting gospel-oriented goals. That's kind of lame. Hey, welcome to Quality Quarantine session number 11. I'm so happy that you have come out to join us. If it's your first session or your 11th, I'm so stoked that you're here and excited that maybe this will be one of our last ones. We're bringing Quality Quarantine maybe to a close, which is so sad. I don't know. Okay.